Hi everyone, nice to see you. Welcome back. Okay, just one more minute, waiting for people to join, and we'll jump into creating textures. Okay, so yesterday we created what we created. We created a dress like this without any here was created without any textures in Marvelous Designer, and today we're going to take it up to piece like this. Hope everybody sees. Yep. So we're going to take it to this type of textures. This had been rendered out in Substance Painter, straight out of Substance Painter. And as yesterday, as before we jump into creating anything in Substance Painter, first let's study the references. So 16th century ornament, England. I won't dive that deep, just basic features, so that not to make brute mistakes and jump into Google and catch any first floral pattern and put it on there. I studied a little, just a little bit, and here are some main prominent features of patterns of the 16th century in England. They used pomegranate motifs. It was a popular symbol during Elizabethan era, often used in textiles. It symbolized fertility and prosperity. They also used heraldic symbols. It was mostly on coats of arms, on clothing worn by nobilities and countries, and it was used for political messaging and to show from which family you are from. Used floral patterns, geometric patterns, and animal motifs. Also, it was very popular with stripes and borders. So here I gathered motifs which I'm going to use. Here you may already see a familiar one. Also, I used this pattern for my advantage. I tried to study the difference comparing with centuries, 16th, 15th, 17th. I didn't spot that much difference because I could easily, I don't know, place from 15th century to 16th century, and I don't think there would be that much of a difference. Also, I can spot some similarities in this pattern and, for example, this pattern. So it's not as prominent as, for example, a silhouette of a dress. Okay. And before making anything else, I will jump into the brush and create a first preset. before I start texturing, I make presets. Nothing fancy, it's not a sculpting lesson. What I wanted to show here that I created some square with some volume, something that represents this type of motif. Let me show you real quick. Like this. Like this. So this is the pattern that I'm going to use, and I created it in ZBrush. Something fancy. Then I would go to Alpha and create from mesh. Okay. From mesh, like this. Hit OK. Here you can adjust the resolution. Okay, and export it. After that, I would have jumped into Photoshop. Let me show you. Here I am in Photoshop. And I would import my pattern, for example, like this. Let me do a new one. It's easier to show. So I would create a pattern like this. I sculpted some like 4 variations in ZBrush. Then I would go to filter, plastic, mess around with it a little to give it some variation. I would also use a filter under other, shift. You can play with shifting. It would shift your image, show you where you have the seams. I would paint the difference in the seams so that in the end I could achieve a seamless pattern. Also for other, this, for other patterns like this one, for example, I went to Illustrator, drew it over from the pattern that I've shown before, from here, just manually drawing on top of it just to get this. Also go to Photoshop, use this filter, shifting, make sure that I have no seams, and here I have this pattern. Then I created this type of version. For this, let me show you example. I have a pattern here. I would go on top, have a brush, like find it totally like this, and would start drawing something to mimic the threads. In the end, I would adjust adjust a little the opacity. No, I didn't adjust the opacity. I just exported a version like this, a little blurred, because I want later on when I apply it for height, I want the height to be voluminous. And I also exported a version like this. This would be threads, so I will be layering it in Substance Painter to have this effect as if I have some volume and some threads being stitched over the volume, over the top. And so I created a square just to see how my pattern is going. And exported versions like this and like this. Also for corset, I took a preset like I took this pattern. It's already well tiled, and I created a version for height just in Photoshop. Let me show you real quick. Came in here, desaturated it, and played with levels like this. Just make sure that it's not evenly white, it's not evenly black, because I like this graduation of white. I think it looks nice if we have some, I don't know, some goldish powder on the threads of velvet. I think it looks nice. Okay, so here are all my patterns, and now I'm ready to jump into Substance Painter. Okay. Hello Tulhu, have a nice day too. Okay. Oops, why is it saving? There's nothing to save here yet. Okay, so here I went to File, New, select our address, which I created yesterday. Here mostly I leave everything as default. Just make sure that I use UV tile workflow, and make sure I have no mark here, auto unwrap, because I don't want that, and just hit OK. Here I imported my presets, plus, add resources, and select presets. For example, this. Define them all as textures and as I put it in project. Here they are. These ones I used from my previous project. Just for fun, I just kept it. Maybe I will need it. I don't know. I'm not sure if I will need it, but just in case. Okay, so I'm ready to start. Also, one more notice, as you see here, remember yesterday we applied 4 different materials to our UV tiles, well, to the parts of fabric that correspond to different UV tiles. And this is why we did it, so that here it's all as different. Each tile, UV tile, has its own layer for work. Looks like I've mistaken a little and had 5 materials. It doesn't matter. Let's begin with something. Let's begin with something interesting. Let's begin with bodies. Okay. So whenever I create a material, I always prefer to break it up a little and not just do everything at once, because it's you easily can get lost because, oh my god, I want a rich vibrant color and I want it to reflect. Oh, sorry, lost connection. Okay, well, let me repeat once again in case it's been lost. So I will start with creating a height material, and to do so, let's begin and start creating some art. I start with some basic fill material, and I call it basic material. This is just to make sure that I have a material where all the settings are basic. I turn off metalness because I don't need it, and I pump up roughness because I want it to be matte. Looks like I need to restart. Something wrong. Let me restart again. Substance painter. Something's wrong. Technical issues. Base material. I don't need metalness. Roughness up. Okay. Now it's matte. Let me import the resources. Okay. And now I'm ready to continue. So first I will apply this square pattern because so I create another layer material. I don't need color, I don't need metalness, roughness, or normal because I'm only working with height. Let's bump it up a little. And then I apply a black mask and apply my pattern. And I start adjusting the scale and rotation. And what I like about it is that you can now come back and control the height. Make it more pronounced, less pronounced, whichever. Okay, well, let's leave it like this. And on top of that, I will put it in a folder, group layer, in a folder, let's call it squares. Apply a black mask and apply paint layer and select the pieces that I really need. Okay, like this. Cool. Now I'm ready to move on and do the same to sleeves. Okay, don't need anything. Just a little bit. Apply a black mask. Apply fill. And also play with rotation, make it 45 degrees. Smaller, bigger. Don't worry that it overlaps other patterns. It isn't that important. I will now duplicate it. Let's call it sleeves threads layer. And for fill, I will just replace it with this striped thread. It may not be that noticeable now. Let me pump up the resolution a little. Okay. And here I can play with height. Just finding the right balance so that you can still see the threads and have some volume. I guess this value works fine. Now let's group this all. Apply a black mask and reveal the sleeves. Okay, some of you may ask, why am I doing all these operations with groups, applying masks and so on? Before, I worked a little differently. I would, I don't know, assign this pattern into height. Let me just for now remove the mask and show what I did before. So I would go apply this, have it here, then work with styling, rotation. Now it's too intense. I would apply layers, levels, I'm sorry, height, play with it. But I think it's a little frustrating. It doesn't give you that much of ability to control it. So if I bring it back with what I have now, I can always jump back. For example, I don't know, exported it into game and then find that this is not too intensity. The intensity is too low. I can't read anything from like this from this distance. I can always come back, adjust it without ruining the whole process. And also I can always come back, and if I decide that okay, this pattern needs a color, I can always come back and work with color and and it will only assign it to where it's applied. And also it has it as a mask, so now it's masking the color. And I think it's a little easier to operate. So this is why I'm applying this method, applying a black mask, and to mask I apply my I don't know, black and white image for easier control. Also, I apply a group because, for example, before that everything was all over the place, all over the patterns, and then I would need to come in, maybe assign another, I don't know, paint level, mask it out. But right here within the group, I know that this is only about bodies. Maybe I can come in, add another material, again with color, and it will only apply it to this piece. So this is like for organization matter. Okay. Let's do something interesting for this stomach piece. Just a little bit. Oops. Yeah. Find the rice knife. I don't like this. I think this looks royal enough. Just a little, so it's not that too much. Just a little. I have in mind that she had a velvet fabric and powder of gold put on it, so it shouldn't be that pronounced. Very slight. Grouping and roiling. Like this. Okay, easy part is over for this UV set. Now comes this ruffle. Oh, thank you, Wolfgang Tell, about your notice about exporting it as normal stuff. I will try it out one day. For now, I will get on with what I have, because I haven't, to be honest, I'm not that really a fan of normal. It's usually for me as for games, because what I don't like about normals is because it keeps the surface flat, and I like more dimensions, so I usually head on for displacements, but displacements, they do eat resources, so I need to find a right balance. But in any case, thank you for your notice. I will work on ruffle, and for this I will introduce I will go back to 10. I will introduce opacity. For now it is unsupported. It's here, yes. I will select PBR metal rough with alpha blending. Like this. Okay. And I will apply material. No color, no height, no roughness. Make opacity down. Duplicate it. Make it up. Add a black mask. Add a fill. And I will apply opacity. Let me first import it. Okay, here it is. Applying opacity. Scaling it down. Let's have it here, opacity, so that we see what's happening. Like this. And let's find the right scale. Let's pump up the resolution because I don't see much happening. Yeah, like this. Okay, now it's all over our dress, so I will group these layers together. Let's call it ruffle. Add a black mask and add a paint. Okay. Now the rest of our dress is safe. And here I will add paint. And let's try to cover the unnecessary area because I don't want the whole ruffle to be in this pattern. I want only the top piece to be with opacity. I'm taking a basic hard brush. It's white. And now I can cover the piece that I don't need. Yes. I'm holding down, I click, hold down shift to draw straight lines. There we are. Now let's add some height information to this. For this, I will duplicate this layer again. Turn off opacity and put on height. I think I will also, I don't need this paint. And let's bump up the height. What? Like this. Let me change it with this height. I think it's better. Fill, grayscale, height. Yeah, like this. I like it more now. So if I bump up the resolution, here we go. A nice ruffle. Cool. I will bring it back to 2048. And on top of all this, to make this feeling as if it's a fabric, I will add some threads, some satin, nice satin bump. This. Okay, height, black mask, and fill. Here. Maybe it's too much. And I will make it very, very slight. So it's not too much. Apply group layers. And only reveal this effect where the fabric is. For example, back over here. As well. Now the resolution doesn't match a little. So let's duplicate it. Add paint. And do it solely for this piece and this piece. Make it smaller. Zero to something very slight effect. Maybe a little lower. Yes. Okay, looks like that's it. Yep, I'm ready to move to another piece. Fabric is going to be easy, basically just one layer. Okay. Oops, this is basic material. So it would be our base. I don't need any metalness for now. And creating height. Like this. Hi Ray, hello everybody. Hello Hoyan, hello from Vietnam. Hi. Hello Arshia, hello everyone. Okay, so matching it, trying to match the scale. Let's pop up the height. Let's just see what height we had here. Squares. I'll just copy. Like here. 45 degrees rotation. Does it change anyway? Oh. Yes, I was scaling the wrong channel. Okay. Trying to match it a little. I do have some issues because different rotation, my patterns in different rotations, and they have different sizes. So I would treat it one by one. Rotation 45. Okay. Here it's more or less okay. I don't like the back. I need another piece for back. So on top of it, I will apply paint and hide the areas which I don't need. Duplicate. Let's apply another paint. Hide the pieces which I don't need. This. And now bother about making it even. Okay, wrong. Fill. Okay. Now let's group all this. Please add a black mask. Add paint. and reveal only the areas where we need this. Need it here. For this underskirt, I will use another pattern. Here it is. Let's try triplanar like this and adjust the tiling. Just find something nice. This group layers, black mask, add paint. So, like this. Cool. Oh, hello Ngu from Vietnam. Nice to meet you too. Hello, thank you for coming. Okay guys, if you have any questions, write it down. I will try to answer it either during the stream or when we complete the texturing. I will absolutely definitely answer all the questions. Okay, now comes my favorite part. Is applying animals to the stripes along the dress. Because we have a lot of stripes here, I will show a portion, and just like yesterday, I will then open a file where I have all the height layer done, so that we can move on and not waste time doing the repetitive thing. Okay, again, I will apply rough material, base material, and apply animals. I really like animalistic patterns in my designs and other designs. I like floral and animalistic patterns because I feel like they have some story in them. So I really enjoyed recreating this design from the past. Also, I like that it has a scene in it. So it's not just, I don't know, a repetitive checkmate pattern. Look at it. It's, let me apply. Quick. Look, a design in the past. 2 animals, a wolf and a bear, eating some plant, some birds flying around here, some plants, florals, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So, okay, matching the scale a little, like this. Let's move it a little so it starts with nice pattern here. Like this. Look at it. What a story. I don't know, imagine her wearing it to some event, and maybe she would have said politically that this is one clan of nobles, this is another clan of nobles, that we're going to eat each other. Or maybe the opposite, we're going to be together with each other. Just imagining it a little. Okay, now duplicating it and adding some threads. To make threads more prominent, let's decrease a little this and increase this. Here. Nice, beautiful ribbon. I would then group it, apply a white mask, this time a white mask because I want to see where it's successfully applied. Add a paint layer and start hiding the areas which I do not like, because I'd rather them come in. Here it's off. Here as well off. I will also paint it here black. Carefully. I want here to go another direction, so something like this. We call this too. Here the process is a little tedious because I would need to come in, duplicate the layers, come in here, shift this a little, for example for this piece, to match it. Then duplicate it here, apply threads, then come in, treat the mask, and so on. So I will jump ahead and download Dress Hot, and I'll load the version where I already have it done. Here it is. My animals, everything. So I'm ready to jump into creating colors. Just before we go, I don't know if you already know about this feature, maybe you know it more than me, but when I'm all that happy and I worked hard and I created heights, I like to jump into this array and have a nice preview of what's going on, maybe do some renders, see how it's working, different lights, share it, and so on. A very nice gold feature to see what's happening. And it's easier, it's a lot easier than jumping into V-Ray and setting up a scene. Look how nicely it renders everything in just seconds. Okay, for preview it's okay. Now I'm ready to start creating color. Hello Freak Out VS. As I said, my mission is that I want to help newcomers and artists to feel themselves welcome in the world of 3D and not get frustrated with so much information and being frustrated that it's difficult and so on. I want people to feel themselves welcome. So I came into 3D. How did I come to 3D? I just saw, I've been studying in, well, let me first show you one thing, pattern. I was studying in a university design, and wait a second, let me show you. I've been studying design, and I've been introduced to Marvelous Designer. It had been a facultative, and I really liked it, and just went on. And I was lucky enough to get my first orders, so I felt like, okay, 3D is my thing. Okay, oh my god. Here are the color patterns that I'm going to use. As you remember from yesterday, Queen Elizabeth, she really liked vibrant, rich colors. So I just head on to Pinterest, typed in royal palette, color palette, and I really liked what I found. I like this purple with gold. Here it's brownish and gold. Although I feel like this has more like Eastern motifs, so I decided not to do this purple thing. Hope you'll see. Yes, you'll see what I'm showing. So, but I liked this like brownish, purplish. I don't know, this color. I don't know how to even describe it. With some gold. I think it does give some royal feel to it. Okay, so let's try to recreate that. And here goes. It's a little easier because we already have all our maps assigned, all our masks on. So I would just select all this, group it so it doesn't stand on my way, and call it height. For color, I will create a different base material and select some basic color, royalish color. Some basic color, doesn't matter. Okay, more yellowish, see. Yes. And now I would start treating each portion one by one. And first I want to worry about bodies. For this, I will find it within my here in my height. Copy copy layers, paste layers. Because what I like here is their masks. Right now they have a high tone, so I will take add-on color and start giving some variations. So my reference, if we take a look at my reference, what I'm trying to achieve, obviously this is like fabric property of reflecting some light, but I don't want my fabric to be all even color. I want to have some color variation, so I will fake a little, just a little, very, very slightly. I will fake this effect as if it reflects the light, and in cavities as if it has a darker version, a darker color version. Okay. So here I have this nice opportunity because I already have this mask, so I will select slighter version to mimic this having light coming in. And I will add some levels to the mask, make it more harsh, especially to outline these forms that come out as if her fabric maybe is a little worn out. Well, not worn out, but has a little different variation. Just slightly playing with it. Okay, now let's duplicate it and add a more darker version color. Like this, for example. And for levels, let's invert it. Let's make the colors, let's make it more reddish. Like this. This color is too much yellowish. Okay, like this. Let's do it like this. And let's treat the sleeves. Again, I will come in here, see where my sleeves are. Here they are. Copy layers. Let's call this let's group it. This is for bodice. And paste layers. Sleeves. Okay, so sleeves. For sleeves, I will create a layer that is going to represent this velvet fabric. So color, like this, and let's give it some variation. So I will duplicate it, add a black mask, make it a little lighter, just a little bit for now, add fill, and let's give it some variation. For this I will use default noise, maybe this black and white spots, doesn't matter. The idea is just to give some variation of color. This, okay, a little less prominent. You can start adding layering colors, but to me it's okay, it's fine. And I will add my layer where I have this pattern, but of height, let's add some color. And color like this color, and use a layer bow where we have threads to apply another color variation, a lighter color. It's difficult to see the difference. This. Play a little. So here, like this. Now let's bother about the stomach. Okay, copying it. Copy layers. Paste layers. Okay. That covers it. Let's add another material. In fact, I will take material from sleeves, the one that we had here. Let's copy it, paste it here. Okay, here it is. We'll delete the unnecessary one. And use this nice pattern to have here for some color. Let's make one version darker, duplicate it, and make a lighter variation as if we have some gold powder shining, just a slight fake effect. like this. Okay, cool. That's easy. Now let's recreate a ruffle real quick. My ruffle is here. My previous version was the one that I created. Had a little different UVs, but it's okay. Okay, so we have a ruffle opacity, ruffle height. Let's bother about ruffle height. Just let me group all this so it doesn't stand in my way. Let's copy layers, paste layers, and let's bother about color. Let's give it a color. Let's have this as one version and layer it because I want to color this lace, this white lace. Let's give it some milky white color. Let's check what's wrong with it. It doesn't want to color this piece. Looks like the mask is fine. Should be coloring it. Why not? Ah, it does color it. Yeah, I see it. It does color it. Okay, it's because of this piece. It doesn't show up. Wow. So let's bother about this one. Some goldish color. Black mask painting. Copy this. See what's happening. Majesty. Oh. Okay. It's just this grayscale we need to bump up a little. Oh, now it's better. Okay. I will now add some color variation here as well, as if she had some purplish and then like a ribbon of maybe some silk under it, stitched above, under the lace stitched above the main this silk fabric. So let's apply that. Adding a black mask, adding paint. Take this as well. Here. And apply group layers. Add black mask and make sure that we only have it applied to this piece, to the ruffle. So it doesn't bleed to other parts of the model. And for some color variation, again, I will add, let me duplicate this, make it a little lighter. Okay. And let me apply some pattern. Here it is. And if we have some threads of silk coming out, so let's bump up resolution. Just a slight bit. Let's have it screen. Multiply like this. As for animals, let me find animals. As for animals, okay, let's take animals, copy layers. Again, I would reuse our mask. then start creating color variations. So in my previous version I was a little unsmart, and as you see I had my patterns like this zigzagged, so I had to manually place my pattern of animals. But for stream I was a little smarter and I created it straighter. But in any case, so I will use this, right, select a different color, here it is, here it is. Selecting a color, and as for threads I will make a lighter color variation called goldish, and add some levels and play with the variation. Here it is. Goldish variation. Let's make it brighter. Let's make this one a little bright as well. So let's make it darker, like it darker. But for the base material, under the stripe, a little goldish. Then play with some variations, make it a little lighter. Just trying to achieve this goldish feeling. I would then come in, paste material that I had from here to the skirt. Also paste my color variation along the stripes. In the end, to have something like this. Show you. Arcia course, which I would recommend, Substance Painter. I think there are good courses on Plural site. This is the site where I've been studying myself before it's been called Digital Tutors. Substance Painter isn't that difficult to master, really. It's not. The program is easy, I can guess. I remember in my time I managed to study Substance Painter in about one day. I just hit on YouTube Substance Painter courses, and I guess Substance Painter had themselves a channel or something where they had this course, and they just described the essence, like how to use masks, channels, and once you understand the idea, it's all about your artistic tastes and practicing. There really, I mean, there's no programming, there's no 3D modeling in here, nothing that much, just combining color. To me, Substance Painter reminds of Photoshop, so like this. Okay, so we're almost at the end. This is when I took my colors across animals, duplicated colors from bodice to skirt, applied some color here. Let's real quick jump in and see the colors that I have. I will color everything so that you see what's happening. So this has been my base color, then I applied colors for sleeves. Here are my colors. Cuff color, same. Jacket color, let's take a look at it. So again, I had main color, then I had this like goldish, I don't know, color on top, a little bit of a more whiter version. Corset, again, the principle that I've shown you. My colors variation, I just used black and white spots, which I shown you, at a very dark greenish version on top, lighter, this brighter lighter, with some levels. Okay, let's see how I did animals. Oh, here it is, my animals. So I had two versions of color, a very dark brownish like this, and a goldish. Let me find, here it is. Here I had this color, then I applied to threads a dark color to make it some variation, and I had a base color here for the filling. And as for my ruffle, let me see, here it is. I had some milky color for ruffle back to me, that ruffle. Go this one by one. Main color, purplish, some variation to it. Then I added yellowish to the lace, another version for grunge effect here, applied black and white spots. And that's it. This is it about color and height. So if I go to IA, here how it's looking, and all the colors are applied. Now my final touch here would be to add, because right now our dress it doesn't reflect any lighting. It's all flat. It absorbs all the lights, and I want it to pop a little. So I will add some metalness and roughness information, but not too much, because let's keep in mind that tomorrow we're going to go to 3D Max, to V-Ray, and then we're going to have another material. So we need to keep in mind that it's going to be rendered in other application. And there I'm going to treat it a little differently, not just roughness and metalness. It's going to be more advanced. But just for here, I can come in here and start applying metalness. Just a little, and roughness. Okay, let's add some metalness to sleeves. Let's add two threads, so it's not all metal. I keep in mind that this is like a metallic thread, a feeling of a metallic thread. So, oh, here, I already have metalness. Metal applied, roughness. Now we see some light playing, game of lights coming, and thank you, Ray. Thank you, Ray. I'm trying to do my best to make it look exquisite. Not just exquisite, but so that you can also understand how it is done and implement it into your designs. Okay, threads. I believe I applied to threads my metalness. Metalness, roughness. Somewhere here. See, here. Now the light is playing. And so I would go through all my colors, find where I want this, not glitter effect, this like goldish shining effect happening, turn it all on, and in the end I would have something like this. And this would be like my final step in Adobe Substance. So here I turned on all the metalness. Here are my values. Went through, especially here. Looks how beautiful it starts playing. Well, let me show you for the skirt. Where is it? Here it is, skirt pattern. The skirt pattern color. Yes, here, and levels. Here are my levels. Tweak the levels so that it's not evenly metallic, so that only the peaks of it are metallic. And if we go to Ivory, let me turn off this depth of field. effect. What kind of steps of felt aperture. Look how nice the light is playing. We have this feeling of it. It's been so stitched. I like it. I think it's going to look nice on final render. So the trick is not to make it even, but to give it some variation and only the hints that it is being metal. So again, so that my whole animal is metallic. Only a hint, maybe just a little bit. Okay. So basically this is it for texturing face. The only thing I would go and do is create some masks, because I know that tomorrow I'm going to apply 2 different materials, for example, for this velvet piece and for this golden thread. For this, I will use my masks. Let me select where my sleeves are. It's not here. Here. My sleeves. Okay, sleeves. Oh, here they are. I will what about this? Make color white, pure white. Like this one, pure black. Everything else I will cover with black. Oops. Nope. It's black. That black mask I paint. Well, and create something like a mask like this, black and white mask, so that separation like this, which I'm going to use later in my render. Okay, so for now, okay, here it is. So for now, I will now start exporting all this beauty. It's easy. Export textures. Well, before I used to go to templates and start creating some presets like metal roughness presets here, which you can also do, but now I'm too lazy, so I just get on with this default document channels, normal, just default one. Select a folder directory where to export this. Here you can select resolution, I guess, Targa or PNG or something. I go with JPEG. For me, it's fine. Size is 4K. Here, make sure that all is on. Okay, nothing fancy. And then I would hit export. Then I would come back, make this layer of mask which I shown you, this black and white thing, and export it separately as only color. I would turn this all off and export it separately as color. So in the end, I'm going to have this set of textures. Let me show you. Textures. Let me show you. So here are my textures. This is for color. This is this mask, metallic, normal, just in case. Exported everything, roughness, base color, so on, so on. Here's a set of materials. So tomorrow, let me show you. So tomorrow we will jump to 3D Max, use V-Ray, use all these texture maps that are created, and create a render like you see now on the screen, something like this, like this, and that's it. Okay. Which studio lighting do I use for Substance Painter? Oh, okay, let's see. I don't know, can't remember which studio lighting it is. Where is it? Here somewhere. Studio White Umbrella. Studio White Umbrella. This white soft white umbrella. This one. No, it's environment rotation 263. Nothing fancy. I think all studio environments look okay in Substance Painter. They all are good. Color accuracy. Yes, because color a lot depends on the lighting, and a lot depends on the how it reflects the light, and it a lot depends on the environment. So we will cover it tomorrow a little. Yes. I can't use Maya tomorrow because I prepared a scene in 3D Max. So I don't want you to see me struggling in Maya, setting it all up. I want to save my time and your time. So it would be in 3D Max, but actually it doesn't matter where you're going to render it, Max, Maya, Blender, because I'm going to show the principles that I think that are versatile. You may not even use V-Ray, you can use a different engine. It all depends how you treat the masks. Okay, guys, thank you so much for coming to my stream, and I will see you tomorrow.